Oh man, we should have cut this out. Hey, good evening, everyone out there. It is Monday, Magic Monday, and just happy to be. For many, so I guess for some people, happy to be through the weekend, and others, this is the start of a new week. Blessed to have one, and just happy to be able to be with you again. I'll wait. I'd probably talk here for another 10, 15 seconds and then allow some more people to join listen in on the discussion this evening. It's a very interesting one that I've got a lot of questions about. And I thought it was time that maybe did, talk to you a little bit through it and then my rationale for kind of some stuff that I'm doing here with my campaign, that Highsmith Premier campaign. While we're waiting a couple more seconds, I just wanted to remind everyone, you see that up there? Now, right there, right there. Now, for some people, they keep telling me that it's backwards, right? But if I flip it, then it'll be backwards. I don't know why it looks backwards, but it looks backwards sometimes on YouTube, but on Facebook, sometimes it's not backwards. I don't know, it's crazy. But what it is, though, is available. So it is available, and it's available to all my people out there, more so in Madison area. It'd be great, but I'll give some out to Huntsville too. And that's the yard signs. And we need to, if you want a yard sign, please visit my website at www.highsmith4mayor.com. Go into the contact button and put in your name and address. And we have some great volunteers out there, and we'll get that yard sign to you. Okay. And also, while supplies last, I'm working through this now. I'm working with my chair so we can get through it. But we got a couple of these right here. This nice T-shirt. I have some of my kids. I would love to give away so you can show for sure who you support. We have some of those to give away. Again, let me know in that contact me button on the website, and we can work to get you those so you can be out and about letting everyone know where you stand and who you stand with. I talked to you earlier about my goal, as you know, is to be out and talking to the people and the citizens of Madison. Now, the only way I can do that is what? You got to go out and be with the citizens of Madison. So what I've been doing is trying my best to visit a variety of different locations. But I wouldn't say I was stuck, but I was just trying to figure out where I should go next. And I asked you, the citizens, hey, if you give me some places to go to, I would love to frequent those businesses. Not only would I go there and make sure that I purchase something there or provide or be able to receive some services from them, but also talk to the owners, the employees, just to get an understanding of some of their concerns here in Madison. So based on a recommendation from one of the citizens, and this guy is he's one of my super citizens. I went to a place called Straight Razor today, and Jason, AKA Heavy, trimmed me up a little bit. So my wife loves it, and that's what's very important. She loves it, and I just appreciate those guys. I appreciate the opportunity to come this afternoon and sit down and talk with you. We talked for about an hour or so just to hear what they were concerned about, and also it was like I was at another forum because they were quizzing me and asking me and that's what you should do to your elected officials. You should want to know what's going on. And my plan is here in the near future, we're going to be able to do a live forum where you can send in your questions and start asking questions so that I can answer those questions to make you feel more comfortable about why you should vote me the next mayor of Madison. So tonight, what I wanted to talk about was something that there's a lot of conversation back and forth. And it's one of the things that at the beginning of my campaign, at the very, very beginning, I took a stand on something that some of the other candidates didn't. I took a stand and said that I would not take any money from special interest groups. I did not, and I wouldn't take any money from PACs or dark money groups. So many people are saying, yeah, that's good, but what kind of does that mean? So, you know me, I like to not only, if I'm going to tell you something, you should have some facts or why you would do something like that. So let's start with special interest groups, a community within a larger organization with a shared special interest group, advancing a specific area of knowledge, leaning or on technology where members cooperate to affect or to produce solutions within that particular field and may communicate, meet, and organize conferences. So that's what a special interest group is. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Then I always say this thing, and I don't take any money from PACs. Some people are like, yes, what is a PAC? A PAC is a political action committee, and it is an organization that campaigns for particular political policies that gives money to political parties or candidates who support those policies. And it's, of course, PAC really means Political Action Committee, right? Interesting, right? So I'm going to talk more about that too. And the next one is dark money groups. People keep saying, dark money groups. I don't have no idea. What is that, like some, is that like the secret space where the Avengers go or something? No, a dark money group in politics refers to political spending by nonprofit organizations. For example, they have a 501c3-4 or 501c3-5. But what's interesting and what you should be concerned about or not, I think you should be concerned about it because I know we have a lot of smart citizens out there, is they're not required to disclose any of the donors that are donating the money to this group. And then, of course, they work with different political parties and or candidates in order to make sure that they are coincide with the policies they're concerned about. So you say to me, okay, now I understand that, but what does that have to do with Madison? That's a great question. So what it has to do with Madison is our previous elected leaders, administration, many of them have received money from some of the PACs. What is maybe the Huntsville Area Association of Realtors, maybe BizPAC, maybe some other political action committees, and or developers. And you say, okay, no big deal. So they need money to run their campaigns. You're absolutely right. But we all know this: when you start donating $100, $10, it may not mean that big of a deal. But when you donate thousands of dollars or $5,000, or in some cases in our previous administration, $10,000, they're going to have that's going to give you a little bit of influence on what it is you would like to do or what happens while you are in charge or you are the leader. And I will tell you, Madison, what have you seen? We've grown. We definitely have grown, but we've grown a whole lot on the residential side. But how much have we grown on the commercial side? How much have we grown on the industrial side? We have grown towards. So to me, there is a direct link between those interest groups, those special interest groups, those PACs, and even if it's dark money groups. However, the reason I chose not to take any of that money is because I wanted to make sure that I was looking out for the best interests of Madison, the entire city of Madison, not just, now I don't have any problem with realtors or developers, not at all, because we need them. The city would not survive without them. But we must put together a growth plan that is going to work for Madison and definitely works with the infrastructure that we have and the infrastructure we're going to need in order for us to be a successful and grow the proper way. And that's what, when I talk about smart growth, that is exactly what I'm talking about. We must have a net gain when we start talking about growing the city of Madison. It can't be that we just have all the nice residential stuff, but we don't focus at all on the infrastructure. We're talking about the roads that many of the citizens are unhappy with. We're talking about the schools, which is probably one of the most important things that many of the citizens of Madison are concerned about. But depending on how those residential areas grow, affects the size of those schools. And that's why it's important to have someone sitting in the mayor's office and sitting with city council that have your interests in mind. Citizens of Madison's interests. Well, a couple things before I close out. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about and make sure that you know about. If you're a registered voter, unfortunately, today is the last day to register. And if you missed it, I think there's ways in which you can take a look at it, but I'm pretty sure you're past the deadline to vote in the 25 August municipal election. However, you still should go register so that you can be able to vote in the general election. Voting matters. It matters all the time. Starts with this general election. Starts with this municipal election, 25 August, when you elect me to be the next mayor of Madison. It starts there. With that also being said, you still have the opportunity to request your absentee ballot if you're a registered voter and you have concerns about COVID-19 or you're going back to school. So to all my students going back there, and I will tell you, the city of Madison is very receptive and quick and able to do the turnaround. For example, I know for a fact my son applied for his. He already got his ballot. And of course, I wanted to make sure he filled out that ballot and then he sent it back in. So please do that. The next thing is, so tomorrow is Tuesday. It is going to be Tag 'em Tuesday. I ask that we will go. I actually will be with the League of Women Voters in Tennessee Valley as we'll do a forum tomorrow, but we're going to make sure that will broadcast on our YouTube Live as well as our Facebook Live. So you'll be able to see that as well. Okay. As I close out, I know some people, especially some of my people in some of the other industries, are going to say, okay, well, are you against this? I am for proper growth of Madison. And I understand, we all understand that growth is important to everything. So having that proper growth, and that's why I said we look at commercial, we look at industrial, we look at residential, because those first two, commercial and industrial, create sales tax, and that sales tax is what helps pay the bills for the city of Madison. And we all know we would rather have the bills paid through our sales tax as we frequent businesses and buy products here in Madison versus just saying, hey, we need to increase your property taxes. That's why it's important. Madison, remember, before I can let you go, I almost went into my closeout. Before I let you go, remember to like, follow, and share me on all social media platforms. That's Highsmith for Mayor. Please visit the website at www.highsmith4mayor.com. This is a grassroots, people-driven, by the people, for the people. That's why I talked earlier about the PACs. So all the money I raise is for the people, by the people. And because of that, we can support the people. But in order to do that, I need your help. I need you to volunteer, and I need you to contribute to the campaign so we can ensure that the message that we are talking about, Highsmith for Mayor, gets out to all the people of Madison so they can go exercise their right on August 25th and vote for me, Mark Highsmith, for mayor. Madison, I served my country for 21 years, and now I want to serve my community. Citizens, time for change.